Have you ever stopped to think that the most important conversation you'll ever have is the one you have with yourself? Yeah, I know, it sounds almost too simple, right? But here's the truth that most people miss. The way you talk to yourself shapes your entire reality. Your self-talk isn't just background noise, it's literally crafting the life you live. If you're feeling stuck, frustrated, or like life just isn't going your way, I'm willing to bet that your inner dialogue is a big part of the problem. And guess what? Changing it is the key to transforming everything. Sounds crazy? Stay with me. The power of your inner voice is something you probably haven't been told enough about. You've been taught to think about your actions, your habits, even your luck, but not the constant conversations running in your mind. And this is where you've been held back. What if I told you that by changing the way you talk to yourself, you could start manifesting the life you've always wanted? This isn't some woo-woo theory. It's backed by the same principles that Neville Goddard used to teach how to manifest anything. Imagine waking up tomorrow knowing exactly how to ask the universe for what you want, just by mastering your inner voice. By the time you're done hearing this, you'll understand how to flip the script on your life by using your imagination and inner dialogue. And here's the kicker, it's simpler than you think, but most people will never do it. Don't be most people. Stick around, because what you're about to learn could be the most important shift you'll ever make. Ready to transform your life? You know, one of the most underestimated powers we have is our inner voice. That constant chatter in your head? It's not just background noise, it's actually molding your reality. People often think that their circumstances are shaped by external factors, but truth be told, it's your inner conversation, those ongoing internal dialogues, that influence what unfolds in your life. The teachings of Neville Goddard, especially around how to manifest, emphasize how important it is to master this inner talking. Think about it, every thought, every word you silently speak to yourself, becomes the foundation of your experiences. Many people aren't even aware of how powerful these inner dialogues are. They're often unconscious, running on autopilot, and repeating the same old stories. Imagine trying to manifest abundance, yet your mind is filled with scarcity-driven inner conversations. It's like planting seeds in infertile soil, nothing's going to grow. This is why shifting those unconscious conversations to align with what you truly desire is so crucial. Neville Goddard's How to Ask Before Sleep technique, for instance, shows how changing these inner narratives just before you drift off can plant the seeds for a new reality. One example of how to apply this. Next time you catch yourself in negative self-talk, flip it. Instead of "I never have enough," start affirming internally, "I always attract more than enough." This kind of inner conversation is what Goddard referred to as ask to manifest. Over time, your brain believes what it consistently hears, and that inner voice starts shaping the physical world around you. It's all about using your imagination and focused inner dialogue to create a reality that reflects your desires. And remember, these internal dialogues aren't limited to your conscious thoughts. It's about your overall mental environment, your inner conversation that keeps running whether you're aware of it or not. So, by paying attention and actively guiding these conversations, you hold the key to transforming your entire reality. Now, with that in mind, what happens when we hold on to old, outdated conversations? One of the biggest roadblocks people face when trying to manifest their desires is the habit of holding on to old conversations. You see, your current reality is the result of past inner dialogues. If you want to manifest something new, you can't keep replaying the same tired narratives in your mind. It's like trying to write a new chapter in your life, but using the same script that led you here. Neville Goddard's teachings on how to manifest anything stress the importance of releasing those outdated mental patterns. Your new story can't begin until the old one fades into the background. Consider this, if someone constantly engages in inner dialogue that says, "I'm not good enough," how can they expect to manifest success or happiness? That negative inner conversation is literally blocking the flow of abundance. To break free from that cycle, you have to consciously replace it with a new story that aligns with your goals. It's not about pretending, but rather choosing to focus your inner talking on what you want to experience. Start asking yourself, before you go to sleep, during quiet moments, what inner dialogue are you allowing to take root? Is it helping or hindering your ability to manifest? For example, someone who's trying to manifest financial freedom might need to abandon the internal conversation of, "I'm always broke." Instead, they could adopt the narrative, "I am worthy of financial abundance, and it's already on its way." This isn't just positive thinking, it's a deliberate shift in self-talk that Neville Goddard describes as inner conversation. You're rewriting the script of your life with each thought, turning your mind into fertile soil for new possibilities. But of course, letting go of these old conversations isn't always easy. It requires effort, patience, and sometimes a bit of discomfort. Yet, the rewards are immense. By clearing out the old, you make room for new conversations, ones that actually serve you and align with your deepest desires. And once those old conversations are gone, something remarkable happens. The way you speak, both internally and externally, starts to shift. Every word we speak, whether out loud or internally, is a reflection of our thoughts. Our speech acts as a mirror, revealing the core beliefs we hold about ourselves and the world. If you pay close attention, you'll notice that what you consistently say reflects the quality of your inner dialogue. As Neville Goddard often taught, our inner talking holds the power to shape external outcomes. If your thoughts are filled with doubts and limitations, your speech will mirror that, and in turn, your reality will reflect those limitations. Think about someone who says, "I never get what I want," versus someone who says, "Everything always works out for me." Those aren't just words, they're expressions of an underlying belief system that's either limiting or empowering. This is why it's crucial to change not just what you say to others, but the conversations you're having with yourself. If you want to change your life, start by changing the way you talk to yourself. Your inner speech is a reflection of the thoughts you hold in your imagination. It's not just idle chatter, it's the very mechanism by which your thoughts turn into reality. For instance, someone who's practicing the law of attraction might realize that their speech is a direct link to their ability to manifest. If they're always saying, "I don't deserve love," that inner conversation creates blockages, preventing love from manifesting. But by consciously shifting that speech to, "I am worthy of love," they begin to align their words with the reality they want to create. Neville Goddard's method of how to ask before sleep encourages this shift in speech, using deliberate, positive inner conversations just before drifting into sleep, where the subconscious can take hold of those thoughts and manifest them. So, the next time you speak, whether it's in your mind or to someone else, ask yourself, is this conversation reflecting the reality I want to create? And here's the thing, once you start consciously changing your speech, something magical happens. You begin to realize that the more you practice this, the more you become aware of your power to consciously create. When we truly grasp the concept of conscious creation, we begin to understand that everything in our lives is a product of our internal dialogues. Conscious creation means deliberately choosing the inner conversations that align with the future we wish to experience. Neville Goddard often spoke about how mastering your internal speech is the key to manifesting anything you desire. It's not enough to wish for something, you have to consciously create it in your mind first. This is where the real power lies, in aligning your inner dialogue with the vision of the life you want. Imagine someone who wants to manifest success in their career. If their inner conversation constantly revolves around doubt, "I'm not qualified" or "I'll never be successful," then that's exactly what they'll create. Conscious creation requires them to actively change that dialogue to something more empowering, like "I am more than capable, and success flows to me effortlessly." This shift doesn't just change their thoughts, it changes their vibration, their energy, and ultimately the reality they experience. Neville Goddard's teachings emphasize that your inner speech must consistently reflect the reality you want to manifest. An easy way to practice conscious creation is through visualization and inner talking. For example, before going to sleep, spend a few moments imagining yourself living the life you desire. Engage in a detailed inner conversation that aligns with that vision. As Neville Goddard taught in his How to Ask Before Sleep technique, this is the time when the subconscious mind is most open to suggestion, making it the perfect moment to plant the seeds of what you want to manifest. It's a powerful habit that anyone can develop. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Conscious creation is not just a tool, it's a way of life. It's about taking responsibility for the reality you're shaping with your inner voice. And once you start seeing the results, it becomes clear that imagination and inner dialogue are the building blocks of your experience. But to harness this fully, there's another tool that plays an equally important role in this process. Imagination is often seen as something for daydreamers, but in reality, it's one of the most powerful tools we have for manifesting our desires. Neville Goddard's teachings constantly remind us that imagination isn't just an escape, it's the creative force that shapes our world. When we combine imagination with focused inner conversation, we tap into an energy that can bring our desires into physical form. The act of imagining isn't passive, it's an active creation process that, when directed with intention, can change our reality. Take, for example, someone who is striving to manifest a new home. If they only think about the barriers, like financial constraints or lack of opportunity, they're using their imagination against themselves. But if they consciously use their imagination to visualize living in that home, feeling the joy of each room, engaging in inner dialogue that reflects this new reality, they're harnessing the power of creative energy. This is what Neville Goddard referred to as how to manifest anything. You use your imagination and inner talking as a tool to shape your future. A practical exercise? Start by imagining something simple you desire. Close your eyes and picture yourself already having it. Engage in an internal conversation that aligns with this image. For example, if you want a new job, imagine yourself already in that role, confidently engaging with colleagues and enjoying the success that comes with it. Use your inner voice to affirm that this is your reality. Over time, your subconscious mind will begin to believe what you feed it through your imagination, and the physical world will start to align with it. Imagination is the gateway to infinite possibilities. It allows you to play with realities that haven't yet come to pass, but it also gives you the opportunity to pull those realities into the present. The more vividly you can imagine and the more aligned your inner conversation is with that vision, the faster you'll see results. But for this to work fully, you need to make sure that your inner dialogues are aligned with your goals. Alignment is the secret sauce when it comes to manifesting your desires. It's not just about thinking positive thoughts or imagining what you want. Your inner dialogue must be in sync with your goals. Many people make the mistake of wishing for something, but their self-talk contradicts that desire. Neville Goddard emphasized this in his teachings on how to manifest anything. If your inner conversation isn't aligned with your goals, no matter how hard you try, you won't see the results you're looking for. Imagine someone who wants to manifest financial success, yet their inner dialogue is full of doubt. I'm always struggling, money doesn't come easily to me. Those thoughts are working against their goal. What they need is a deliberate shift in self-talk to something like, I am a magnet for wealth, or abundance flows to me effortlessly. This isn't just about thinking positively, it's about aligning your inner conversation with the reality you want to create. As Neville often taught, how to use your inner voice is key to manifesting. Your internal dialogue should reflect your desired outcome, not your current circumstances. One way to ensure this alignment is through regular reflection. Ask yourself, are my thoughts and words in harmony with what I want to achieve? If not, make adjustments. For instance, if your goal is to attract a loving relationship, but you're constantly thinking, I'll never find the right person, you're out of alignment. Instead, practice saying to yourself, I'm worthy of love, and it's coming to me now. Over time, as you continue to align your inner dialogue with your goals, your reality will begin to reflect this new internal narrative. It's all about consistency. The more aligned your inner conversation is with what you want, the faster the universe responds. This is how you become a conscious creator of your life. But here's the thing, sometimes, even when we align our inner dialogue, we encounter resistance. This resistance is a key part of the process and must be addressed. Resistance is a natural part of the manifesting process, and it often shows up in the form of inner doubts, fears, or conflicting internal dialogues. When you're working on manifesting something big, like financial abundance or love, you might notice thoughts creeping in that say, this won't work for me, or I'm not good enough. This inner resistance is a signal that there are unresolved blockages in your subconscious. According to Neville Goddard, when these negative inner conversations arise, they must be addressed head-on, as they can prevent you from fully manifesting your desires. Think of resistance as a test. It's your mind's way of checking if you're truly committed to your new inner dialogue. Let's say you're trying to manifest a new job, but deep down you've always believed that opportunities are hard to come by. That belief might show up as resistance in your inner conversation, saying things like, "I don't have the right qualifications," or "I'm not lucky enough." To overcome this, you need to confront these thoughts, acknowledge them, and then consciously replace them with more empowering beliefs, like, "I'm fully qualified, and the perfect job is on its way." This is what Neville referred to as mastering inner talking to dissolve resistance. An effective way to overcome resistance is through inner dialogue that soothes and reassures. When you notice resistance in your thoughts, instead of pushing it away, engage in a conversation with it. Ask yourself, "Why do I feel this way?" and then counter those feelings with affirmations that reflect your goal. For instance, if the resistance is about love, and your inner dialogue is saying, "I'm not lovable," respond with, "I am worthy of love, and it's flowing to me effortlessly." This inner conversation helps dissolve the resistance over time, making space for your manifestations to take root. Overcoming resistance is not about ignoring it, it's about working through it consciously. Each time you identify and shift a resistant thought, you're one step closer to fully aligning with your desires. Remember, resistance is a part of the journey. It's your chance to strengthen your belief in your own power to manifest. And once you've mastered this process, you'll find that your desires begin to manifest more easily and quickly. With resistance out of the way, you're now free to fully embrace the process of conscious creation. Now that you've got the tools to transform your life through the power of your inner dialogue, the question is, will you actually use them? The truth is, most people won't. They'll read about how powerful imagination is, how Neville Goddard's teachings can manifest anything, but they'll let their old conversations, those limiting thoughts, keep running the show. But not you, right? You're ready to step into the driver's seat and start shaping your reality with purpose. So, what's stopping you from starting today? Think about it. What if everything you've ever wanted is just one inner conversation away? What if aligning your thoughts with your desires could unlock the future you've been dreaming of? Here's the challenge. Start paying attention to your self-talk. Catch those moments where your inner dialogue slips into doubt or negativity, and flip the script. What's the new conversation you need to have to bring your goals to life? Are you ready to start asking for what you want in a way that the universe will hear? So, what's your next move? Are you going to keep living by default, letting old patterns run the show, or are you going to take charge of your inner conversations and start manifesting the life you deserve? The choice is yours, and the power is within you. If you're serious about continuing this journey of self-mastery and manifestation, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. There's so much more to learn, and I'll be guiding you every step of the way. Let's keep this conversation going, and let's make magic happen.